me reminiscing and thinking on days I was dry. From this hit to kicks till I was high as a motherfucker. The destination just rolling, throwing up the beats out the gang of Philly. Your homies, them niggas stealing from the Woodlawn beat. Where a hustler hang, singing my rap poetry for the streets. Money's what you see, all eyes on me. I saw my $1 million deal with the Illuminati. The better streets is my life. How could I?
Greetings, everybody. I'm Chuck Stone. I guess we can call this an episode of Star-Starseed Media. As many of you may know, I only do these videos until I'm prompted or kind of pushed to do it. So I'm not so much as, being called to do this, but I do feel it's somewhat necessary to make a marker. And plus, many of y'all are wondering what's been going on with me lately since I haven't been posting any Star-Starseed Media videos. Well, number one, there's really nothing new to say. All the videos that I have been making in the past have been proven to be very prophetic about what's going on in today's time. And just to give a quick review, we got the over-the-sexualization with children. You got the gay agenda, the way the hip-hop rap business is being ruined now with this more influential music to influence the negativity in society. Primarily, targeted towards the black culture. And I don't want to make this out of a racist thing because I'm not a racist at all. As a matter of fact, I just wrote who I think is Willie D, the rapper of the Ghetto Boys, on Facebook because I saw him on this Breakfast Club. I forget the name of it on YouTube, and he was talking about coons, and a coon is supposed to be a black person that hate his own car. So, I make songs like Black Nazi and Who I Am.
Check this out. While my skin pigmentation stereotypes my behavior, saying all blacks are the same is overgeneralization statement. I'm never gonna describe my skin as black. It's really close to the brown. But for the second conversation, to be a black American for now. But don't worry, I know I'm not worthy. No need to look so ugly. Just for the title of my song, Black America wants to hurt me. My objective, disrespect black culture. My godlike perspective sees God choosing all our sisters and brothers. The distribution of the race is all a part of the divine plan, and it doesn't matter if you're Nazi or the Ku Klux Klan. Black Panther, part of black gorilla, you need to understand. You practice the same hate, therefore you will live and face the same fate. For your dog deeds, the man and woman, you can't escape. You wanna hear me because I'm a nigga. These niggas wanna keep me calling me a sellout nigga. See why you bitch suicidal with Illuminati. Bottom on the suicide, basically the path to ascension. Until the untouchable.
That targets the black culture, but from a different perspective. So I wanted to know, was I coon? No direct hit toward this gentleman or anything like that for people believing what they believe in. But I'm always looked at as something from the other side. And without people doing the investigation from just using their own ideology of what they think someone else is by exterior or by just simple choice of words, you still don't have the perspective from what this person lives and how they see and speak from their heart. So that's what my music is mainly all about, But if it is him, and if you ever get a chance to see this video, I wasn't trying to be funny or anything, but I really want to know, could you look at that perspective of conscious rap music and call that artist, being a coon. Call Chucc Born Star being a coon, because I see it as a passionate love for my peoples, and I don't consider myself as a typical black man, and I'm not trying to say I'm something special. I just simply have a different perspective, and my skin is brown, so I don't go about what society is telling us, because I've always been a stand-up guy. For what it is that I believe in and for the purpose that I feel I serve, with my music. So things of that nature that's being really pumped up with the whole Confederate flag thing. So all these things are still programs in society to try to trigger thoughts and put you in a state of consciousness to be at war with one another. So you're going to have, difficult times where you're going to have to make choices in your life. You're going to come to a fork in the road where you're going to have to make a choice, and it's not always easy, but the best thing that I can say, if you find yourself in an environment where everyone is benefiting from you but you, then maybe it's time for you to sit down and gather yourself and go ahead and make that choice. That would be my suggestion, and there would be a sure sign that it's time for you to come to that fork in the road, that you have come to that fork in the road when it's time for you to take that next leap into your own personal evolution. And just do it with sound mind, and don't do it out of ego. Just make sure that you do it out of your heart, and everybody's personal life is not situated where they can just act out on their own like that, and I understand that. So your choice is going to affect others, whereas for example, me personally, my choice is only going to affect me. I don't have any attachments or anything else for what I do that's going to affect somebody in physicality as far as a relationship or anything like that, because I'm not attached to anything of the sort. And it's just these times are very still revelational for me. You know, that we're still living in a so-called biblical time for me, where things are still being revealed. And this is a process, and it's a process that's not gonna. It's not just gonna complete itself overnight. And as I said before in my videos, this is gonna take time, because there's a batch of events that has to happen in order for everything to excel in its own proper order. So, you know, the state of order is gonna come from the from the chaos. The chaos is very necessary in order for things to fall in its natural place, you know. So you just want to watch your behavior patterns during a full moon. And I talk about all this in my previous videos also. You know, full moon is act as an amplifier. And for whatever state of emotion that you're going to be at, it kind of amplifies that for you to be more aggressive, you know, towards yourself, towards others, you know, everything. And once you get to a certain level of frequency of enlightenment from understanding these types of things, you automatically become a target. And what I mean by that, you know, you could become a target for an animal. You know, people are going to look at you in a certain way and think certain things about you that you don't even think for yourself, but they're thinking for you because they maybe have their own ideal of what they think that you may feel about yourself, and they could be totally incorrect about that. But for them, it don't matter, because they're blind-minded in many ways and cannot see clear. You know, so you're going to have that effect on people, you know what I mean, once you become into a knowing about who it is and your capabilities of what and who you are. And once you come into a lot of people in society, in today's society, they're going to see that as arrogance. They're going to see this arrogance, and a lot of people are not going to like you. I just so happen to be in the level of life where there are somewhat powerful people that that don't like my spiritual arrogance, is what I call it, you know what I mean? So not denying that it's not arrogant, but I call it a spiritual arrogance, because it's a knowing about yourself. It's just a confidence of knowing it's something that you can do, you know, and people are going to look at it like, you know, you're just putting that person down and saying that you're better than the other person, you know, and I often get compared to, you know, not having a degree, you know, so maybe that's just how intelligent I am, that I don't require a degree for some of the things that I know and that I'm capable of doing, you know. And you know, what is that saying? You know what I mean? You got many people out there with degrees that are not even working in their field of degree, of study, you know what I'm saying? So there's a hole there in that belief system, just like as many holes in other paradigms, belief paradigms and belief systems that we live in as for society to go. But you may find yourself, you know, in real harsh thoughts. You know, I've been getting a lot of mails lately from people asking for guidance because they've been feeling, you know, suicidal. They've been feeling a lot of guilt and all these things of that nature. And this is what these times do. You have cellular memory of things that you've done, whether it's from this lifetime or another. I wouldn't claim all these things as being originally being from your mind field, your energy field, your thought source. But the things that you know that can identify in this reality that can be considered to be you in physicality from your memory now, whether you believe in past lives or this lifetime or not, is really irrelevant. So let's just take it to the norm and just say that you have experienced a thought or a dream or something that you have done in this lifetime that you feel that you have a guilt about. I wouldn't fight it. I wouldn't try to deny it. I would accept it. And I would work on that. I would work on releasing that, because the cellular memory is deeply embedded in the bone, you know, and it has to surface in order to be released. So church and things of this nature will call it, you know, sin, you know, confessing your sins or whatever, you know. And I always direct people that if it's something that you cannot tell no one, because everything is not meant to be told, you know, because I don't trust human beings at all. You know, if you got to talk to your dog, a bird, a tree, or anything, you know, it's best to verbalize and get it out, you know, and make sure you ain't got your fancy cell phone on record or got the battery in or something where it can be picked up. But the point of what I'm saying is that these things need to be released. You need to talk about them. All right, you really need to get them out. And of course, dealing with, you know, I feel our entertainers are being used to bring down the vibration of our people, so people who we love, such as Prince, Michael Jackson, you know, just to name those two. Those are like, for me, in my personal opinion, two of the biggest, icons that the planet has ever witnessed. Michael Jackson being mainstream, and for me, Prince being more underground. To effect as above, so below type of metaphysical idealism to affect people on a mass conscious level, and that's what they do. So as people are being more and more, they may drop off the scene for a while, and all of a sudden you start seeing them all on TV shows and interviews and all these things to get them back into people's consciousness, to get them back into people's lives. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone, mysteriously die. So that's a lot. That's the main reason why me, myself personally, have not signed any record contracts and not even seeking any record contracts or anything like that, because I know I'm a true speaker. I stand my own ground. Authoritarians don't like that, and so I would be taken out. I know I would be taken out. So there's even no sense in me even trying to get on that level, because in order to be successful in this business, you have to be allowed. You have to have permission to sell a certain amount of records, and then all people independently going around doing their thing. But depending on what you're talking about, even on an independent level, if you get a certain number of success or number of hits on your YouTube, somebody will come knocking at your door. You will have black helicopters circling around wherever it is that you may dwell or lay your head. All right. So this is speaking from experience. All right, and that's the thing about my videos. I speak from my experiences. This is not from the idealism of somebody else, of an author who done written their own book. And I'm not taking away from anybody who make their studies. Again, I'm repeating the same stuff that I repeated in previous videos. But I guess maybe it's time to regurgitate some of that stuff, because I have a lot of new people that's coming on board. But as I say, things that can be considered to be ridiculous are getting the most hits right now. And in my own world, things that I talk about in this real nature that can really change people's thoughts, people's ideas of how you look at yourself and how you look at society has been blocked and muted in many ways. But now I have a video that I posted up in YouTube that's about a Twilight Zone movie about the invasion of aliens, and it got like over 50,000 hits, People conversating about it and every goddamn thing, and that's what trips me out. But things of this nature that's close and personal that can really touch you in a real reality, and they're being muted, they're being censored in so many ways. And after a while, y'all, you just really get tired of it, and I had to break off and just start embracing my own humanness about myself and start getting into life and try to do what I can to go ahead and fit in society the best way I can. And I never have. Always been a misfit, always been the triangle and the trying to fit in a square space, and it just don't work that way. So eventually you just have to kind of, just allow yourself to be yourself and trust in yourself and who it is, and trust in your own guidance and trust in your heart. And I speak in God, my actions from my heart, and that way is chances are you can really never go wrong. But make sure that it's your heart that's speaking and not the ego mind, because the ego mind is going to always, want to tell you to do things in a much more competitive way, a much more offensive way, and try to get you to behave in a more confrontational way in order to keep the consciousness down, because we affect one another. Like I said before, it's like we are all on the World Wide Web of consciousness. We affect one another, and a lot of this stuff now is widely known. You have other people going around studying other people's work like this and just sort of regurgitating, the same thing that other people's, are saying. And I know people that do that for a fact, and they still get more hits than me. but that's cool, because I'm doing my best to stay underground and not to become famous and widely known. But the more I try to suppress my own identity and hide from the world, the more I seem to get snatched out of it and begin to surface all of a sudden. So when the time comes for me to really just maximize, I shall. But until then, I'm going to just stay low-key, because there's still a lot of changes that's going on governmental-wise in our life and society today. So I really appreciate everybody for staying in contact with me. But no, I'm not in jail. I'm not in trouble. I haven't stopped believing in what I do, and none of that stuff going on. My life is better than what it's ever have been. I got more time now to get back in the studio. That's always been my self-therapy, creating music. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I consider later on maybe doing a little tour, little Truck Born Star tour and stuff like that. I really don't know, because I'm at that crossroads in my life right now where I'm really undecided about what it is that I'm gonna do. But I'm fortunate enough at this point to take some time and just collect myself and enjoy nature as I always do, to make a sound mind decision about my next step in life. Because I can't run from who I am. I go inside, but I can't run from who I am. So I eventually have to embrace who it is that I am and perform my light work. And guys, I'm still upgrading the studio. I'm still haven't recorded anything, so I have not lied to you, and I'm not trying to avoid you. I really, still haven't got the studio all put together. I call myself upgrading it, so, hopefully things will turn out to a higher grade of sound quality than what I had in the past. And not that it was a bad quality, I just felt that I can do better and just wanted to do something, because I may even consider doing a project for retail now. And I've never been really into, selling my music, and everybody knows that. But for some reason, something's telling me to go ahead and just give it a shot right now, because money is being forced on me, selling CDs and stuff like that. Money has been here, take it out. I'm trying to give it away, but people are actually forcing their money on it, paying double than what a normal retailer would even sell it for. So I don't know, but like I said, I did feel a need to go ahead and put some out and set a marker for you guys, so you guys can physically see that I am okay. Healthy as ever, still exercising, still meditating, still a vegetarian, not by choice, just the way my body is. So I don't have anything against people who want to eat their burgers. Get your burger on, man, and have fun and enjoy life, because that's what life really is all about. So what else is there that's going on that I can talk about? That's about basically it, man. And like I said, I really enjoy you guys keeping me, in your thoughts and wondering what's going on with me. But I've been doing this. I've been talking about this whole Illuminati thing. And Illuminati now has become a household name. They're even doing commercials and stuff with it now. They're doing their rituals, their secret society rituals right there in your face, doing concerts and shows with all the mega pop stars and stars out there, with all the rappers and entertainers. They're all a part of the same society. But they're still on the low ball when it comes to them. We're a management team. Artists are just like peons. They're just basically slaves. And you may see a photo of Prince with slave written on his face, and he's, to me, is like one of the mega stars of all time on the planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. For considering the guy who plays all the instruments on his first 4 or 5 albums, And I'm a producer, slash artist myself, but without guys like that making certain instrumentals, I wouldn't be able to take instrumental things and get ideas from them and mimic them into an assimilation of a program where I can actually make music, because I don't claim to be an artist or a musician. Neither do I really consider myself to be a producer, because I'm using other sounds that other people has really produced, and I'm well at arranging things and putting things together. I might get the funky fingers for a minute and come up with a nice little melody, but I don't claim any of those things. My music is very therapeutic, and it serves for multi-purposes. So, we losing our greats, like that, and it all has a higher purpose, but also it brings a higher awareness to what's going on behind the veil, behind the scenes, on the underground level, on a much higher level, for you to actually see that this stuff is really becoming real. And like I said, I've been doing this since the MySpace days of 2006 for like 10 years now. So I just haven't been, talking about this stuff. I've been living this stuff with all the threats that come along with being a true speaker. All right, so it's been very difficult for me to interact in normal society. It's been very difficult for me to trust certain people, because, like, the Matrix know we're here, and they can pick up on your vibrations, so they can go through your family and possess people to be angry at you. So the possessions in that state of mind is definitely real. But that's basically about all, and that's like in a nutshell for every video that I make. I don't know what number this is. I always make numbers. I don't make topics, because I don't sit down and try to come up with a certain topic of things that I'm going to talk about. I just push the record button and I just go. That's why I make Star-Seed Media 1, 2, 3 in sequential order, numeric order, such as that. So I appreciate y'all listening. So. Just stay up, stay strong, man. And like I say, always remember, good thoughts creates good reality. I'm Chucc Stone, signing off from nature. As you can hear my choir in the background, chirping and singing. Y'all take it easy. Peace, light, and love. One.